Hello, and welcome to another exciting episode of Way with the Brush. With me, your host, Chris, a.k.a. Mini Wargamer Chris, a.k.a. The Name Butcher, a.k.a. all of it AKs. Way with the Brush, the most informative 120 minutes on the internet on the wargaming lifestyle. We'll talk about painting, terrain, conversions, and everything under the sun. We usually delve into a lot of painting talk, if you're a first-time viewer, as well as a lot of what's under the sun kind of talk, meaning that no topic is, no holds barred, as it were. And so, yeah, so if you're a first-time viewer, sorry, I'm just adjusting something here, make sure nothing falls over. I wasn't coming in for, like, the hug or anything, but, yeah. Yeah, so if you're a first-time viewer, you can ask your questions right here in the chat, or you could also ask them in the chat. Send them to chris@miniwargaming.com. You can ask them on Facebook. You can ask them on Discord as well, as we have a Discord channel. Everything's in the description below for all the links and everything like that. So feel free to click them and check them out and what have you, and ask your questions, especially if you're new, because I'm a firm believer in the no stupid questions, because everybody is at varying levels of this hobby. Some of us have been in this hobby for many years. Some of us are just getting into it. And, yeah, some of the same questions get asked. Not a huge issue. I get asked all the time how to paint red, how to paint black, how do I highlight this particular color, what do I do for this particular model. I've been asked those questions 100 times, and I always answer them, and I'll always answer them 100 more times. So, it's no biggie. Feel free to ask your questions. Again, there are no stupid questions. And in fact, sometimes somebody who's new to this hobby might even ask a brand new kind of question. Stranger things have happened. Speaking of Stranger Things, totally crushed that whole second season last night. Holy man, what a great show. I don't know if any of you guys watch Stranger Things, but fantastic, fantastic show. Was it the same as the first season? I'd have to digest on that a little bit longer, I think. But I did really, really enjoy it. The initial thought, though, is that it didn't quite have the same nostalgic feeling, yet there was many scenes throughout episodes where I felt like they borrowed a particular shot from a movie. It's like for whatever reason, whenever the chief spins his tires on his truck and they show that scene with his truck tires spinning and all the dirt going like that and all the little rooster tails going, that always reminded me of Dukes of Hazzard. And every time I saw that, the first thing I thought of was Dukes of Hazzard. And so I'm wondering if that was deliberate, and so, yeah, just stuff like that. It was just, it was stuff like that. But I mean, like, it's a show that's based in the 80s, and no better way to get you into that, that 80s vibe than, throwing all these kind of classic kind of, feelings towards you and stuff like that. So, yeah, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. And, yeah, definitely check it out if you enjoys yourself some sci-fi, because I do. So, again, if you're brand new to the show, yeah, feel free to ask your questions. Of course, if myself doesn't answer right away, sometimes the monkeys will help. And the monkeys are very knowledgeable. The monkeys are the people who regularly view and watch and follow my activities and the show. And, they're very helpful, very knowledgeable folk. And so don't be afraid to ask. And, of course, they are not going to sit there and ridicule you for asking a dumb question. I don't know why I keep getting that notification over there. That's really, really dumb. YouTube made some changes. And so, yeah. So hopefully everything runs smoothly today. I have no idea. But anyway, so speaking of monkeys, of course, we have Tolo Eldar Day. Oh, and hello. It's Eldar Day? Yeah, because what? It's out for sale today? Yeah, yeah. I'm excited. Ghost of Starman Deluxe. What's up, monkeys? I've got some Death Guard characters to build, and later on I'll be converting a Big Mac. Cool. You sending pictures, Starman? You been sending pictures? If you're converting something, I'd like to see pictures on that. Like, I'd like to see, some interesting work there. Fear School, morning for Vancouver, Canada. Love the show. Keep it up. Well, thank you. George Hins. Hiya, 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 hiya. Hi, hi. Rory Mackenzie, hello, hello. Remember my name? I did. Morning in Vancouver is 5 p.m. in the UK. Knitfink, there she is. Hello, hello, Knitfink. Knitfink is got a surprise. Knitfink, yeah. Oh yeah, today's show is a big thank you. I will get to that in a moment. Of course, it's a big thank you to Knitfink because Knitfink's being really, really cool right now. So that's a big thank you there. Ebb and Flow, blah. Sup, Ebb Bunny? Sup? Fear School, 9 a.m. here. George Hintz, you look so excited. I am so excited, I think. Or is he talking about him? Me? Him? I don't know. Who are you talking about, George? I don't know. Gareth Thomas Lord. Yay, I get to watch live. Well, welcome, Gareth. Tolo, trying to paint stripping material. Number 3, started with simple green, then acetone, metal only, now onto 99% isopropyl. See, I would assume that if you already went to acetone, that you really wouldn't need to go any further than that. I mean, especially on a metal model, you might as well just go acetone the whole way. Just get that, little toothbrush, just nothing too abrasive, just give it a good scrubbage. Congo, the Yormengon, Ayo. Rory Mackenzie, what's been happening in the hobby hole? In the hobby hole? Or with the hobby hole? In the hobby hole. Just getting work done, Just getting regular old work done. Nothing too fancy, crazy, or anything like that. Just been getting videos done. I've been trying to get my Seer Conclave done. Because, there was a tournament today at the local store, Max Aggression. And I was, considering going, but then I thought, no, I'll do Way the Brush. But then I also got on other thoughts as well. And I was in a recent discussion with Ash, whether or not I should move the time slot for this show. Because it's always been noon for, the longest time. And I've been wondering maybe if I should change the time to, Fridays at noon, or Friday afternoons, or Thursday afternoons, or because originally this show did start out on a weekday, and then it was because when I took over, then it was when I started doing it on my own, I started doing it on the weekend because it was just my free time, right? Whereas doing it on a weekday, kind of becomes problematic as I'm usually at work. So I don't know. Unless I do it in the evenings. Like, say, a weekday evening kind of thing. Kind of like when I've done my painting at nights. But it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of people around it in the evening. So, I don't know. Hard to say. But, I mean, I've been doing this, for years now. At this time slot. And I don't know if maybe we're going to change that or what. But I don't know. We'll see. Depends on how, fickle I am and how much I feel like changing things, you know what I mean? Where are we? Johnny's Chop Shop. Good day to Kris and the monkeys. Let's get chapping. Is that your catchphrase, Johnny? Let's get chapping. Let's get chapping. Clumsy Juggler. Hello, everybody. Hello. Congo. I'm going to be painting the X-Wing Slave 1 as Scarlet Fire Spray. Cool. Scarlet Fire Spray. Is that like a light gray with orange? Is that what it is? I can't remember. Something like that. Congo, good guy Kris, answering your questions. Yes. Rory Mackenzie, Tolo, has it been painting with enamel? Seems like acrylic should have come off by now. Yeah, enamel should get through that acetone, especially if he's working on a metal model. There's he can just stick to acetone. I think at least that's what I would do. I mean, as long as I had a good coarse brush to scrub the material with. Nothing too coarse, nothing like, you know, like a metal brush, like a brass wire brush or anything like that. I wouldn't go with anything like that, as that could really kind of scuff up the surface. So, yeah, I wouldn't do anything like that. I would stick with coarse plastic brushes. Georgians, how do you highlight clear? Now he's being funny. How would you highlight clear? The same way you shade it. Caw King 5555, waiting for the wind to stop. Ooh, why is it windy where you are, Caw King? Hopefully it's not hurricane season or anything like that. Hopefully it's nothing serious. Hopefully. I mean, we know our good buddy Aqua in Ireland recently had to deal with a hurricane-like conditions, or it was a hurricane, one of the two, I can't remember. But yeah, crazy weather these days. Graham Titchler, hey Kris, watching you and playing some Minecraft. Minecraft. The one that always kind of impressed me about the Minecraft was the one where the guy built an entire Starship Enterprise. That one always kind of impressed me, where he had the Enterprise and it was, you know what I mean, and he had like all the little decks and everything inside of it. I thought that was really cool. Mind you, that is a whack ton of work. But hey, you know, those that are really passionate about stuff look like crazy people to the mundane. Yeah. Those who are really passionate about something, really, really passionate, they look like crazy people next to the mundane. There's your quote of the week. Random mob greetings. I love monkey folks. Wow, he loves monkey. No, greetings, monkey folks. That's where we're going. That's where we're going. I don't know where I threw love in for, but I just saw the love. That's what it was. I saw the love. Tolo, no, different meanie, different methods. Okay, sugars, ahoy there. Only here for 10 minutes or so. Hope all are well. I hope so too. I don't know why this computer keeps telling me there's a notification on stuff. I just don't know. It's annoying. It's annoying. Yes, I know. It keeps telling me this. It's saying it's not, something's happening, but it's not affecting my broadcast. But the computer can't do this, and I know it. And I click it, and I say, yes, thank you very much, computer. Thank you for the notification. I give up. I give up. Everything's running fine, no? Broadcast is running, I assume. But you know what happens when you assume. Ghost to Starman Deluxe. The big mech will be primarily out of old metal Meganob. Might be Gazgal. I don't know, since it's inherited. It's also, it'll also have Snickrot's head. Cool. Yeah, the mech. Yeah, I got it. The mech. Tolo. Thursday nights at 10 a.m. Saturday. What? Thursday nights or... Oh, I gotta learn to read. That's what it is. Thursday nights or 10 a.m. Saturday. 10 a.m. Saturdays? My God, man. That had me all kind of worked up there for a second. You said 10 a.m. Saturday. Who gets up at 10 a.m. on a Saturday? Who's doing that? Who's doing that? What kind of crazy person is doing that? 10 a.m. on a Saturday. That's madness. That's madness. Sorry, I just need a sip of my coffee. Good, good, good. Old man Logan, there he is. Howdy, everyone. Mark Jacobs, got some mad house clearing I need to do. Thanks for helping me procrastinate. Well, you're welcome, Mark. Anything I can do to help. Ebb and flow. Time change. Heresy. Exterminatus initiated. Well, I don't think we need to... I don't think we need to invoke Exterminatus, but you know what? Maybe we do. Maybe a little Exterminatus is what the world needs. Random mob. I catch a lot of the shows after the live. Yeah, see? And I know, like I know Saturday, you know, it's been, you know, pretty usual, and so I'm keeping with it, right? I don't know. I'm just looking for maybe a change. I guess, you know, not entirely necessary, I suppose, but, you know, yeah. Man, where am Henry Mella. Fridays would be great. I usually only catch the first 30 minutes of the show because I play Mount and Blade Warband with my friends from 1930 to 21:30 every Saturday. And I'm going to assume you're talking 19 as in your local time, which is, I'm going to assume, you know, this means like not here, like wherever you are. I'm going to assume somewhere in Europe. Johnny Wraith, there he is. Hey everyone, here's Johnny Wraith. The Callisto, can you say hi Elira for my girl? Big fan, please. Hi Elira, hi Elira. Elira, I think that's right? Elira, Elira, Elira. That sounds very like it flows off the tongue nicely. Elira. If I'm saying that even right, if I'm saying it wrong, then you have to say, I'm sorry, honey, he's an idiot. And, you know, I'm sorry, honey, I don't know why he's talking. He's clearly, he has brain damage. I don't know what he's talking about. If I'm saying it right. If I'm not, I mean, you know, hey, name butcher. Alira. That sounds kind of fun. Here, I'll do it kind of like, we'll do it kind of, sorry if that got loud for everybody. We'll do it a little bit like the old, you know, was it Frank Sinatra? Here we go. Alira, hello. Welcome to Way of the Brush. Hope you're having a great Saturday. I've got nothing. Oh, man. Anyway, where was I? Cocking 555. 10 a.m. is 7 a.m. PST. Johnny Wraith, I have to get up at 10 a.m. on Saturday to watch this show. Is that early for you, Johnny? I didn't realize I thought it was the same time zone. What do I know? Apparently, what do I know? Oh, more Facebook messages. Matthew Adami, there he is. I'm usually up by 8 on a Saturday to get Game Store to game. Yeah, Matthew, but I assume, Matthew, you're kind of a young, kind of ambitious fella. You know, you seem kind of, you know, on the right kind of track with things, and you seem like a really sharp kind of guy. And, you know, I assume you're up at 6 a.m. Saturdays, milking the cows and, you know, putting in a full day. That's what I see Matthew doing all the time. He's a go-getter. Don't get in his way, because he'll go get her. I don't know. Johnny Wraith, it's worth it sometimes. Yeah, I guess so, yeah. Old man Logan, I have to get up at 9 a.m. every Saturday for Way of the Brush. My dedication should be commended. It should be commended. And here's me, telepathically commending you. There, did you get it? I bet you got it. Ebb and Flow, Kris singing, I want my money back. The Callisto, you're not an idiot. Thank you so much. But did I say the name right? That's what it, did I read that right? Elira? Yeah. I hope I said that right. Ben Ellis, can you advise me on how to do freehand, please? How to do freehand? Well, that's kind of a tricky subject because, well, it's can you draw, right? Freehanding is drawing, right? So can you draw, or do you find yourself the kind of person who can only draw like stick figures and very rudimentary kind of stuff, and, you know, or do you find yourself the kind of person who can draw, but only by kind of like copying what they see? Like, so for example, if there was a picture of something that was already drawn, could you duplicate that, right? Or could you completely conceive of something and then draw it just from conception to you know, to paper? That's really, I guess, the really big kind of question, right? Is what kind of you know, kind of drawing capacity do you have? Because a lot of times in videos when I'm talking about freehanding, you know, it's really kind of more rudimentary type stuff, because for a lot of people in the videos, like when we're talking about freehanding, say icons, Well, you can pretty much start off with some basic shapes, and I can show you to do quite simple kind of things. But as far as getting into complex kind of stuff like portraitures or imitating a world famous piece of art on, you know, the shoulder pad of a Titan, or, you know what I mean, some of the stuff that we're seeing out there as far as freehanding is concerned. With practice, yes, you could, but you're not going to get it the first time. And drawing is a muscle memory skill. And yes, it can be taught. And yes, you can get better at it with time, with practice, right? So, the really key points I always recommend about freehanding on surfaces is to keep your paint, you know, fairly thin. Work from a wet palette, because you got to work with your paint in a fairly thin consistency. It often dries up pretty fast, even in moderate, you know, environmental conditions, moderate humidity, temperature, stuff like that, right? And then the next key factor I often recommend for a lot of people is when you're drawing your color through the brush, only draw halfway up your bristles, the color up halfway up your bristles, and keep your brush perpendicular to the model surface. So when you're drawing, your brush is staying in this kind of position and not this kind of position, because that's where you end up with thicker and, you know, inconsistent line thickness. Whereas if you work with the brush perpendicular to the surface, you can maintain a consistent thin line, and you'll be able to make thinner lines, maintaining this kind of position rather than coming at the surface from an angle with your brush. Those are the key things in freehanding on models. But as far as, you know, teaching you how to put the Mona Lisa on a shoulder pad of a Space Marine, completely different ballgame. You already kind of have to have some of those innate abilities in there. I could just show you how to lay the colors down, but, you know what I mean, like, without some of the fundamentals, you might not quite grasp it, you know what I mean? And then, you know, you become very discouraged at your lack of progress, and that's harmful in the early stages of painting. And so I don't like to, you know, really kind of make things convoluted or, you know, too tricky for people. I like to rather keep it quite, you know, simple and rudimentary for people, so they get into it, and then as they progress, they go, geez, that was really kind of easy. I don't know what I was scared about. And then, so then they're ready to move on to, you know, more kind of complex ideas, right? So, but otherwise, yeah, those are the key factors. Keeping the paint, don't draw too far up your bristles, and keep your brush perpendicular to the surface. And you'll pretty much, you know, be off to a good start to freehanding on a model surface. Sugars, young whippersnapper. Old man Logan, I got it. I hope you did. I hope you got it. Random mob, Kris, have you painted a nightlight? A nightlight? A nightlight and deceiver model in the vault? Or you mean Nightbringer? Nightlight? That must be autocorrect. Nightbright, I almost did it. Night Lord. No, not Light. What is he? Nightbringer. Jeez, not Night Lord. Nightbringer. Nightbringer and Deceiver. Have I done either of those in the vault? I do not think so. So, should I put them on my list for models to do? Put it in the comments in the vault. Say, Kris, can we see a Nightbringer or Deceiver? You know, what do you want to see particularly on either of those models? What do you want to see? Because, I mean, doing them, you know, beginning to end, it kind of takes up a bit of time. Whereas, if I can show a particular thing, you know what I mean, much faster. So, you know, ask it in the vault questions, and on the vault video, on the vault, you know, the videos, the commentary within the vault of the videos of the quick tips. There we go. That's what I was looking for. The quick tip videos. B squared photography. Oh, there's Brian. The photo art of Brian Smith. I missed the singing. Damn. Brian is a local photographer in the St. Catharines and Niagara area. He has recently got me into the local art scene here, so I think that's going to probably take up some of my time in the future. And I've been, you know, doing more videos lately, and, you know, been trying to stay busy in that regard. And I'm trying to think of maybe I can do two birds with one two birds with one stone kind of thing, where basically I can continue on creating my art as well as, you know, maintaining my YouTube channel. So you might see in the future some different kind of painting videos. You know how when I was painting with the canvas piece with the airbrush? Well, you might see more of that in the future as I work on some of my canvas pieces, because I have a few canvas pieces that have to get finished that I haven't finished. I just have not, you know, had the drive. I haven't been, you know, inspired, and, you know, it's been a long time, and, you know, it's just, I have to just dust off my brushes, so to, as it were, you know. And especially doing mini wargaming painting all day long, it kind of, you know, because I'm constantly trying to be creative in my solutions that I present people for quick tips, that, you know, I sometimes worry that I'm using up all my creativity in that regards and not within my painting, because I take my art very seriously, and everything I create is art. You know, just as any artist is, anything they create is their art to a certain degree, whether it's, you know, complex and advanced, or, you know, a little bit more rustic and, you know, new, you know. So, but yeah. So definitely have to Barry. Did I say Brian? Oh, sorry, Barry. Brian, Barry, George, Frank. I don't know. Barry. I said Barry. What are you talking about? Ben, I can draw, but I'm not sure how to start, but I could copy though. Yeah, exactly. So like I said, like there's a free level, there's a few levels at which people can draw, right? There's some people who can't draw quite a stick figure, but they can kind of, you know, just, you know, draw like little lines and stuff. And then some people who can kind of draw what they're looking at kind of stuff. And then some people who can come draw something from, you know, from like their mind and just commit it to paper kind of thing, right? Matthew Debbie, Chris, would you suggest acrylic paint pens for freehand? Yes, but you'd have to get some really fine ones, some fine nibbed ones. And, you know, I mean, I know like the markers for Gundam. I don't know if they have any that are super fine in like all the colors, but if you can find really fine, like the point, I think, is it 0.03 or 0.003? Is really fine. Some of them go down to like that far, like they're really fine nibs. And yeah, give those a try. And I don't, you might want to look at some of the Gundam's markers, because they're like paint in the markers, and you can paint like that. And so yeah, if you have some capacity for drawing, but I mean, essentially it's the same thing when you are drawing with your paintbrush on that surface. It's just like the same thing. It's just, you got to get used to that control, and that's where a lot of people have issue, is how much paint should be in the bristles when I'm laying down, how much pressure should I be applying, and you know what I mean? So there's all these factors. Whereas a pen, yes, is much more simpler, because you don't have to worry about those things. But even sometimes the pen, if you linger on a spot with some of those inkwell pens, they'll boot, and you'll build up a little spot of color, and it's like, oh no, and there's too much color there, and yeah, you'll start to hate life and think you've made completely wrong decisions, and yeah, you'll question everything. Then the whole world comes crashing down, and yeah. But don't let it get you down. Ben Ellis, thanks, aka Aka. I don't know. Plasma Plays, there he is. Hey everyone. Clone Order 66. I also recommend using drying retarder to take your time. Yes, another excellent tip. Ben Ellis, thank you. I will try your tips on a keep, etc. Thanks. No problem. Cocking555. I'm playing with time, so you are 1 minute back. I'm playing with time, so I'm 1 minute back. Yes, I am 1 minute back. Again, it all depends, because I mean, you can post it, but I might not read it exactly equivalent to when you post it, right? Because you could post it, and then I can get on to a rant and might not get to it for like 10 minutes. It doesn't mean there's a 10-minute lag. It just means I ramble on for 10 minutes. Ebb and Flow. Chris, could you show me how to make a banner for my Space Wolf army on a light bright? Hardy har. Now you're just having fun with me. B squared. Barry, not Brian. I know, that's what I said. I said Barry. Looking forward to new and exciting works for me. Well, thank you. Yeah, so I know I gotta definitely hit my canvases and get some actual work done. And I definitely would like, I think, Barry, if you're still tuned in, of course. I don't know, that could have been written like a half an hour ago. Definitely though, we have to go out, and I think next time you're on a shoot, I would like to attend. I think that's what it is. Next time you're doing a shoot, I would like to attend, just to watch the workflow. You know what I mean? Just, you know, maybe even as like an apprentice type thing. I don't know, but you know what I mean? And just come and just see how it happens. And yeah, I think that'd be very educational for me. Gareth Thomas Lord, any tips on making 30K Space Wolf gray pop? Gray, like Space Wolf's gray pop? I've got them just on Mechanicus gray and Null oil, wash over them. Okay, so I think really what we're looking for here is, I'm going to assume that you lay the Mechanicus gray down and then you Null oil the entire thing. I would stop doing the entire Null oil step. I would thin the Null oil out and deliberately lay it in the recesses that you want to go darker, and not tint the entire armor. And then you can give them an edge highlight to really kind of make them pop. But otherwise, yeah, it's kind of hard. Like, it's because you're working with gray, right? How do you make gray pop? You know what I mean? Gray is like, it's an in-between color. Gray is the lack of color. Gray is any color to its most desaturated point, right? So gray, making gray pop is a challenge, other than playing with contrast. And so if you go really deep in the shadows, really dark, and you go really bright on the highlights, then the model's going to pop, right? It's going to be a lot brighter. So if you bring a brighter highlight to those edges, you know, so if it's Mechanicus Standard Gray, which is a kind of a darker gray, if you went up, say, as far as Uthran Gray, which is kind of a really bright gray, if you went that edges that bright, you know, so if you went, say, Mechanicus Standard Gray, then you went, say, with Dawnstone, and then Uthran Gray, and you would get a really good contrast, and you were Null oiling the shadows, but you weren't Null oil the entire model. You were just Null oiling the Null oiling, is that a word? Oiling? Anyway, and you were just doing just the recesses, just doing a recess shade, right? Just thin the color out, just thin Null oil out a bit, and then just apply it to where you want it. So just like in eye sockets, follow the lines of crevices, cracks, you know, knee joints, elbow joints, between the fingers, you know, all that stuff, right? Do just that. So you leave the gray primarily alone, and that way you don't darken that gray down any further than it needs be, right? But otherwise, I think that's why Space Wolves, the gray, changed to that blue gray, because gray was just too damn boring, right? Proper gray is too boring, and it doesn't pop. Whereas Space Wolves, in that Space Wolf color, that the Fang and Fenrisian gray and, you know, all those, they have a slight blue tinge to them, and I think that's why, is because straight up gray is, you know, it's hard to make it, you know, really stand out without, you know, just playing simply with contrast, right? So also as well is the supporting colors, right? The yellow and the red of like the shoulder pads and stuff like that, laying those on nice and smooth, getting those nice and bright, you know what I mean? That'll also help that gray become more gray, essentially, right? So yeah. Where am I? Oh, Johnny's Chop Shop. Chris, I'm looking for a good case for transporting paintbrushes. Do you have any suggestions or recommendations? Transporting paintbrushes. Now, if it's like you're going to go off and do a demo show, I mean, you couldn't really go wrong with... now, these are the Ichiban brushes, but these guys have also done... Lester Bursley has also done a set of these. These are from Games and Gears, and these were all right. They come in their own little case, essentially, right? Like this. Well, here, let me just grab one. Which one's this? This is the 00 here, okay? So essentially it comes in its own little case like this, and you basically just pull it apart like so, turn it around, slap it in, and bang, you're ready to paint. right? You don't even need a case. You just need to chuck these into your pocket. I think they do sell a case for these though. And so, yeah. And I mean, as long as you maintain that point and you just slap it right back into the thing, bang, the brush is protected. It does have a little hole for letting air release, so it can dry inside there. It's not like moisture is going to collect and gather, which is a plus. But otherwise, yeah, that is one recommendation I would make. Games and Gears is their website. They have, I think Lester Bursley still has, I think, his set on there as well. And they also have other sets, but otherwise that's kind of their thing. They are sable brushes, so they are of a good quality. I have played with them. I believe on Mini Wargaming's channel, I did a review of these brushes way back in the day, a few years back. I think it was quite a few years back on those brushes. I found the bristles very good. They had a nice draw to them, and they maintained a really nice point. I didn't think there was anything wrong with them. It's just, you know, yeah. The only thing I had issue with was the fact that when I when they're attached like this and I'm washing, I tend to hold my brush near the end and then rinse in the water. So, and I'm only halfway into the water right when I rinse, and this always feels like it's gonna fall out as I'm doing this. And I mean, it may never fall out, but it just feels like that, and so it's just kind of, you know, disconcerting a bit, you know. But I mean, that's entirely in my head, right? That's my own, you know, subjective opinion. But otherwise, yeah, you know, there's nothing wrong with those brushes for as far as traveling. I mean, like, is this something that, you know, you got to take all your brushes and move them just one time? Or is this something like you're going to go and you're going to do shows or do demonstrations, or, you know what I mean? Like, then, yeah, you might want to invest in a set of brushes like that so that you know, you can, you know, take your show on the road, as it were. Otherwise, the other case I have, oh, you know what? There was an artist at Adepticon, and he was selling cases, and they were beautiful. They were all hand carved wood. Oh, can't remember his name. He's well known. I'm trying to kick myself in the ass right now because I can't remember. Anyway, he had really great cases. Another travel case I have, the only travel case I have is the old Citadel case. That's a metal tin, and it just had like room for like 8 brushes, 10 brushes. Just slap them in there, close it up, away you go. Plus 2, I always leave a lot. Like, this is my old brushes here. This is the collection of old brushes, and you can see I still have plastics on some of these older brushes. Oh, this is my Winsor Newton right here. Here's one of my Winsor Newtons right here. See what I mean? My poor Winsor Newton 000 is sitting in my older brushes because I hardly ever use them. So, yeah. Where in the comments? I don't know. Tolo, anyone have any ideas to remove the color from the stripping agent? Example, acetone is clear as water. Now it is gray with the paint. Any way to filter that color out or reuse it? Run it through coffee filter. I don't know. Ebb and flow at Barry. Kris is looking to become a boudoir photography model. Oh my god, no. It'd be like the George Costanza painting. You know what I mean? No, I don't know. I don't think anybody wants that one. King 555. Lead Belcher is a great contrast to Mechanic Ray. Yeah. Oh, Kevin Leadbeater and Tolo. Have you tried perhaps running it through a coffee filter? See, great minds. You know what I mean? Monkeys. Clever monkeys. Because he offered that advice a while ago, and I just mentioned it. So he's probably already well on his way to doing it. Anyway, Matthew Tolo, no, just have to buy more. Get it from the dollar store. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's acetone. I mean, it's readily available. Garrett Thomas Lord, cool. We'll have to give that a go. Thanks. We'll have to send a pic when done. Please, always, please send pics. Send pics, always. Matthew Dammy, yes, the G&G makes a leather snap case. Yeah, I kind of thought I'm pretty sure, yeah, they had a little case, you just chuck it in, you know what I mean? And I mean, as far as traveling brushes go, they're probably, I'm willing to say it, they're probably the best traveling brushes. they're designed for it, right? They're their own carry case. They're well protected. You can chuck that in your pocket and just let it, you know, fool around with your pens and stuff like that. You know, no harm, right? Just a case, and just boop boop, ready to go, right? So yeah. Johnny's Chop Shop. I'm going to a painting class. Thank you for the help. No problem, dude. Sugars, love the Dino paint pot. That Dino, I've had Dino there for ages. I think it was one of my kids' cups at one point, and I was like, I need a cup. And I think it was when my son was getting bigger, and I was like, yeah, he doesn't need this cup anymore. And so I grabbed it and chucked all my paintbrushes into it, and you know, away I went. You know, I mean, you know, I don't care. My other cup for my brushes, for all the current Games Workshop brushes I use, it's a big Batman cup. And it's got all the GW brushes in it and stuff, right? So, you know, what are you gonna do, right? Damien Hibbert. Hey Chris, I'm here for a short bit between workloads. Okay. Sugars, brush pot. Yeah, that's what I said. Brush pot. Paint pot? Dino paint pot? Brush pot. Same thing. I knew what you're talking about. It's Dino. There's only one Dino in my office. Anybody asks, where'd Dino come from? That's the Dino we're talking about. And so, I have this episode, to change topics slightly, I have this episode as a big thank you, because I was trying to think of how I can do a thank you to Philip. Phil, or just Philip? I think it's just Phil. I might be, am I insulting Phil? No, it's Philip. Anyway, Mr. Philip B, will say. He's a regular viewer. I've seen his posts on Facebook. And, you know, so I made a post a week or two ago, because I had played some Adeptus Titanicus with Ash on his channel. And, you know, I had the models, the old Warlord Titans and stuff like that, because I was using those for conversion stuff way back in the day. But anyway, I had those models, and I had a game with Ash, and I never played the game before. With just, you know, it was just straight up Titan battles, nothing else, just the Titans. So much fun, and it was such a great nostalgic game, and the gameplay is timeless. It's nothing like what we play today. Today's kind of gaming is really kind of for the ADD kids. The level of complexity of games back in the day, really, when I think about it, is there's nothing compares to it. Everybody's got short attention spans and cannot deal with the level of complexity sometimes that some games get into. And now I'm not saying Titanicus is a super complex game, because it's not, but it has a certain level of complexity to it that a lot of modern games don't have. And it's a lot of fun, especially for us old timers. And I really, really enjoyed it. And so we were talking. I was like, well, man, I think I'm gonna have to get some Eldar. And so I had made a post about, you know, does anybody have some Eldar that, you know, that are sitting around not doing anything, or they want to sell or trade, or, you know, what have you, right? And so I made that post a few weeks back on Facebook. I think it was just on Facebook. I think it was on the Way of the Brush Facebook. I can't remember. Either way, Philip was kind enough in his heart to send me a classic Phantom Titan. And so look at this guy. His arm's hanging off right now, and his wings aren't glued or anything like that, but that arm's in there. And I have that arm actually in for my Phantom Titan here. Let me knock stuff over here and get that out of the way. See, I have a Phantom Titan arm here. Holy man, that's really messing with my white balance. How is this messing with my white balance? I don't know. But either way, yeah, so I want to do a big thank you to Philip for sending this in out of the kindness of his heart. This is a classic model, and this goes along with my classic Phantom as well, because here, let's adjust the camera just ever so slightly. Look at that. Look at that big guy in the background. And then let's look at this guy. Ooh, they're almost the same scale on the camera here. Hold on. Oh, I'm messing this all up. There we go. Oh, there we go. Oh, I got two now. I've got two. And so what I'm going to do is I am going to paint this guy up like that guy. And it's going to be really cool. It's going to be fun. And so it was really awesome because I was also Dr. Xantos. Dr. Xantos was also helping me out. I believe it was Dr. Xantos in Finland. I do believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, buddy. Because his local club also had a Phantom Titan as well. I don't know. I think maybe I should pick it up. Maybe I should pick that one up. But either way, definitely that was. I want to say just a big thank you to Philip, because that was really awesome. He didn't have to do it, and he did it, and and so now I have to continue forward and do that, because Philip has to be an old school player. I mean, he had this sitting in his collection. Apparently, didn't even need it. Didn't even tell me he was sending it. It just showed up in the mail one day, and I was like, "What's this?" Open it up, and I was like, "Oh my god!" And I was just blown away by it. And I just, again, thank you, Philip, for sending that in, man. That's your big heart, And I'm trying not to get weepy here, but I'm just so grateful. No, but seriously though, thank you very much, man. That's awesome stuff. And so now I have to make it look really awesome now. I have to make it look really awesome. Of course, I should print on the back Philip. I think maybe it's Philip Titan. It's Titan Philip. Titan Philip. Philip Titan. That doesn't sound right, does it? Anyway, again though. So again, that's why the show today is a big thank you too, because as I said earlier when I was doing Monkey Roll Call, Knitfink is working on something, and it's gonna be a big thank you to her as well. And again, thank you to Philip today, and of course all the monkeys that even the monkeys who helped me on Patreon. Again, awesome. Thank you. Again, it's really, what? Let's just say it's Thanksgiving. Let's retitle the show Thanksgiving. So I'm just sending out all my love and appreciation telepathically. Hold on here. Yep, hold on. Was there a vibration? Yeah, there was a vibration. That was me trying to convey the powers and just. There we go. Oh man, ebb and flow. Terrence and Philip Titan duo. That's your buddy. Matthew Demi, that's like a $30 cup. Just don't just it 4 brushes. Okay. King 555 for a nice water pot. Go and get a DQ chicken strip 5-pound lunch. Oh, jeez Louise. Ben Ellis, what would you advise to transport a warlord in? Thanks. Oh man. Like if it's one of the brand new warlords, well, I mean technically yeah, there's only the new brand new warlords. I mean if you've got the money for a warlord, then I'm going to assume you got the money to buy a nice case for it. I definitely would recommend a Pelican case, or if they have it in the right size, which I've talked to them before, and I can't remember if they did or not, because I was looking for an option for myself. You could go to Battle Foam, because Battle Foam, I think it was like their Admiral case is like a Pelican case. It's those hard industrial type cases. But otherwise, yeah, you can go to Pelican and look up the Pelican cases. And some of those Pelican cases, they are deep enough and broad enough, you know what I mean, to hold something of that size. Especially if you've left that model in assembly. So like the top part comes off and his arms come off, and you know what I mean. So when you go to game, you can just slap them all back together. If you can do that, fantastic. If he's all one piece and he's assembled and he's got a big scenic base and everything like that, ooh, I don't know, yeah. But again, I think a Pelican case, just so that you have something sturdy. And a lot of those Pelican cases, they have like a pluck and foam option, so they'll come completely with pluck foam in them. So yeah, I would go with a Pelican case, definitely. I was looking at Pelican cases. There's a company here that sells like office supply equipment. They're called Uline. I think they're American as well. They might be American to begin with. I don't know, but either way, they have Pelican cases in their selection, and they actually offer the big ones, the kind of industrial size ones, because they often deal industrial size equipment, right? And so I found that they had some of the big industrial Pelican cases with pluck foam in them, and they were like, I think $500. But I mean, you know, for your $2,000 model, buying a $500 case, I say it's just good insurance that, you know, that you can go play with this model and show it off. And, or even if you was going to a painting competition, a $500 case is well worth the expenditure, in my opinion. Some people would say, no, just get a shoebox and, you know, fill it full of socks or something and just, yeah, you're good to go. You could do that, but, I mean, you know, that's kind of dicey. That's rolling them old bones for sure. Where are we? Sugar signing out for me. Have a good one. Later, dude. Tobolo, Necromunda, Semi-Complex. Where is Quirk? He needs to nutkick Kris to help with the tears. No, he doesn't. Actually, Quirk's not in today. He's not around. Nobody's around. It's just me and my boy today. So, Alex, you around?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Just me and Alex today. Just me and my boy. My boy. Oh, you coming over here? What?
No.
Oh.
I was handing you that.
Oh, just hand me back the book.
Oh, somebody's here.
Oh, somebody's here. Uh-oh. Somebody's here.
Here's somebody.
Here's somebody. Who's somebody?
Somebody.
Oh, it's just you. Ba-dum-bum-bum-bum. Cocking 555. What a paint-gasm. Paint-gasm? Okay. Matthew Dammy, goodbye all to milk cows and drive off hooligans. Whoa, what? David Vaughn, going to buy another set of minis, torn between Hordes or Relic Knights. Both systems look fun to me. Never played either. I like Hordes. I've never played Relic Knights, but Hordes is fun. Or at least it used to be until the edition changed. But apparently Company of Iron, I think is the latest expansion coming out for them. It sounds like it's a lot of fun, so you might want to check that out. But otherwise, yeah. Tolo, get a gun case. Cheap and sturdy. Yes. What gun is in the shape of a Warlord Titan, Tolo? What gun? Please tell me what gun. And if you say a goddamn Gatling gun, I will drive over there today to slap you. I will get that on video, me just slapping you. What gun? Seriously though, what gun case? Josh, I got a gun guy here right now. Josh, Josh,
What?
you big bearded. What? You're a gun guy, right?
Yes.
So what gun case, okay, that would have foam in it, would make a good carry case for a Warlord Titan?
For a Warlord?
For a Warlord Titan, a model that stands yay by yay by yay.
I wouldn't get anything specific gun case because it's too thick. Like the model's too...
It's too broad.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, I wouldn't go anything gun case wise.
No, because gun cases are all narrow.
But
carrying a 40k army, right? Or
Yeah.
whatever kind of army, right? Single military. Sure, gun case is a great option, but because it's got the same kind of Dead City foam. Often
Yeah.
It's like the egg crate kind of foam and stuff like that. But yeah, a gun case. I mean, like I can't imagine a gun case being broad enough to carry a Warlord Titan.
no, it wouldn't work.
No, I don't think so.
I wouldn't do it.
No, Pelican case. That's about the
Pelican
way to go.
cases are, I mean, they're solid cases, but they wouldn't have one that would be gun specific that would work for a Warlord.
No. But I'm talking like, but the Pelican cases that are like the big broad.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the kind of cases.
They're designed to hold other stuff anyway.
Yeah, hold big ass thing like a Titan. Yeah, I'd go with Pelican case because I mean, if you're gonna spend $2,000 on a Warlord Titan, $500. What's another $500 on its case? Nothing. You know. Tolo magnetized the Warlord. Sheesh. Even still, do you not have you not seen what how big a Warlord is? It's huge, dude. It's huge. And in sub assemblies, I mean, I can't, like, even if you had it so that you had him separate from his base, his legs, his torso, his armor shell, and then his weapons. That's a lot of pieces, and those are all pretty darn big and fiddly and funny, and yeah. So I couldn't see it. I mean, you would have to show me the option, I guess. I'm not imaginative enough, I guess, to imagine it, because yeah, I'm having a hard time. I mean, like we'd be talking like a big gun case, and they're just too narrow. Guns are all narrow. You know what I mean? No gun is more broad than that, right? You know, like that's the max density on a gun. They don't make guns this wide, you know. So yeah, I'm Tolo. I'm still gonna come over to your house and slap you. Tolo, Gatling gun. Yeah, that's what I said. It was, or did you say that because I said I was gonna slap you? Yeah, I'm still gonna come over and slap you. CW Kreiner, 50 minutes have passed. Time for an email reminder. Holy crap! Holy crap! It is. It's email time. David Vaughn, slap. I heard the slap all the way in San Antonio, Texas. Paulos 01, hey, finally made the live show. Well, welcome, Paulos 01. Congo, Pelican, Seahorse, or Piano. If you're going to industrial camera, gun case. Yes. Seahorse. I've not heard of Seahorse. Interesting. Dark Commission. Hi all. Late today. Been to an X-Wing tournament. Well, hopefully you did well. Graham Tischler. You could always make a wood crate. You could always make a wood crate. You could. That's an option. If anything, like you see here, here's the way you get kind of the best of both worlds. I personally like battle foam that they use, and that's kind of a hard foam to get a hold of. And so, and they sell it, just the foam, they sell it at a relatively good price, a fair price. For the most part, it's a fair price. And so if you sent them the specs on foam that you wanted to make, if you knew the dimensions of your case, and say you bought a Pelican case and didn't want to use the pluck foam, which, you know what I mean? Like I said, you want to use best of both worlds. Get the Pelican case, chug the foam, get yourself some battle foam, get it custom cut to whatever your Titan shape is, whatever assembly it is, or what have you, whatever way you want, and then get that all sorted in there, and bang, close up the case, and you're done. And you could chuck that into an airplane, just put a padlock on it and chuck it in, and you know, you're good to go. Because in the battle foam, that model's not going to move, and it's going to be nice and secure. That foam has got enough, you know, protection on it that, you know, you can hum that stuff all over the place. And the Pelican case, I mean, you know, I'm pretty sure they've shown Humvees driving over that stuff, right? So, you know, it's pretty durable. Pretty sure. Couldn't tell you. Graham and Chris, if you look at a gun case for 4 guns, it would be wide enough. What gun case carries 4 guns? I've not seen a gun case that carries 4 guns. I've only ever seen a gun case for 1 gun. Typically, gun cases are only 1 gun. But anyway. Tolo, we have a foam store that does custom here. Custom foam, yeah? Is it a similar foam to battle foam? Because battle foam is, it's not hard to get a hold of. I can't remember what density it's called, but yeah. But I like that kind of foam. And I've never seen that anywhere in like Joann's Fabrics or, you know, Fabricland or anything like that. So I don't know. Coffee. All right, let's jump to an email, because we can and we have to and we should, and yeah. Time for your headphones, or turn the volume down, or whatever. Here it comes. Email time. Email time. This is an email from Jose Mateos. Is that, I'm saying that right? Jose Mateos? Anyway, what's his handle? No, just Jose Mateos from Spain. Anyway. Hi, Chris. Or hey, Chris. I've been a fan of your quick tips for a long time. I consider myself an intermediate painter And a good amount of those are, I feel, more destined for beginner. Wait, what? I consider myself an intermediate, and a good amount of those are, I feel, more destined to beginners. Oh, I think he's talking about the quick tips. Okay. I've always thought that those beginner videos were the tax that I had to pay to watch the content that was really useful for my level. My bad. Am I being insulted here? Recently, I've thought about applying some of your too basic knowledge to my too basic knowledge. Am I getting punked here? Is that what's going on here? A bit of a side thinking. So close videos are still useful to me. Okay, I know this technique well enough already, but if I try to apply it in a completely different areas and make it work. So I just wanted to send you a picture that I did using exactly, well, not exactly, 90% of the steps you used for the energy glow recently, but for a different effects. Just so you know, even your tips may feel a bit too basic sometimes. They're still super useful for at least mid-level beginners that I think I am. Thank you very much, and keep up the amazing work. Jose from Spain. Wow, wait, was I getting dissed? Anyway, yeah, here we go. So here is his efforts on creating a glow on this basis, I assume. And so let's have a look. And it looks pretty good. I mean, you know, he's laying color down mostly where I would assume it should be. And thank you, David, for sending photos. Yeah, like it's a little rough here and there. It could use a little bit more gradients, but I mean, like how it looks here is actually not bad. I think really on the flatter surfaces is where you want to see gradients. You know, on this part here, like really what it is an exercise in, you know, the amount of light you want to lay down and how much glow is occurring, right? Because I mean, like if the glow is occurring here on this foot and the glow is occurring on this foot here where he's making contact, this part of the cloak, you know, would it have this much glow? Well, then there would be much more purple extending around, right? See how like it kind of to the knees? And so if you imagine light in a circular kind of motion, right, you would have this purple haze. And because of the distance of the cloth from this point, you would have more purple and you would have far less pink. And you might just have just a slight edging of pink on that edge there, but otherwise it'd be mostly purple. You most likely would not have light on the opposite side of the cloak. So, you know. But otherwise, I think it's a good effort. I think it's really good. I like it. It looks cool. It's interesting. It adds a nice little feel to the models. And, you know, I think it looks good. Yeah, so very cool. Thank you for sending that in, Jose. And I'm sure, I think what it is something's lost in the translation. I'm sure. Either that or he was just dissing me anyway. I don't know. One of the two. Anyway, Daniel. This is an email from Daniel. Hi, I'm currently working on my Tomb King's army and I was looking for inspiration for my skeleton cavalry on Google when I found this. Points to picture. How would you achieve this effect of a skeleton rider in progress of rising from the ground? Oh, okay, that guy. In which order would you paint, glue, sand, dirt on top to achieve this effect the best? Thanks in advance. Regards, Daniel. So he wants to know how to achieve the this guy's effect. Of course, the picture is not terribly awesome, but otherwise, yeah. So typically, when going for this kind of effect, you're basically cutting the model. You're being fairly uniform as best you can with your little clippers or You know, if you had like a big sanding block or something like that to get it all level. But otherwise, you are just simply laying the sand down in the base. Like you're gluing that model down, then applying the sand, and then applying the sand onto the model, onto the high points, as you would imagine the dust or dirt would gather. So like on the bridge of his neck and the top of his skull, and the top of his skull, on his shoulders, you know, on the backbone kind of stuff. And also giving a bit of the appearance of a sag. Like the tail is kind of sagged in. His head is kind of sagged in. And that gives the impression that he's kind of like emerging from the ground, which gives it some kind of really interesting kind of movement. But otherwise, yeah, he cut the model up, cut it level, glued it to the base. He either cut and reformed those bends, or he warmed that plastic. Now, these old kits, these are the old plastics, I do believe. Or maybe they're repackaged plastic. Either way, the plastic could have been warmed, and he could have created that bend in there. Either way, or he could even put a wire in there and then green stuff that repinned it. Either way, whichever way you're comfortable with, you know, to achieve those two things, because really that's about all he did. At least I can tell from this photo. Now this photo gets really pixelated the closer I get in, so yeah. But otherwise, yeah, that's about it. You just cut them level, glue them onto the base, glue the sand down, glue some sand on top, give it a prime coat, paint it, dry brush it, catch that texture, and then just bring it to life. And that's really about the gist of it, you know. It's not too hard. It's not terribly complex. It's actually a pretty interesting conversion as far as, you know, as getting something, you know, converted. Like if you've never really converted models before. Definitely something very interesting. You know, don't be afraid to give it a try. So yeah. Where am I? Matt Battiston. Hey y'all, finally made a live show. Well, welcome. Congo. Kris Seahorse is like an in-between piano and pelican that I believe was made for diving equipment and cameras. They make gun cases for multiple guns, but they turn into more of crates than carry cases. Interesting. Grim Teschler. Kris, gun case here in the case to look up. Case Club Universal 3 M4 rifle, 3 pistol case. Okay. Why is it really kind of deep? Like, is it like a carry case, or is it, you know? Yeah. And in which case, I mean, like, then it's just like a regular pelican case anyway. You know what I mean? Because a lot of the gun cases I've ever seen around here, they're shaped like a gun. They're almost like, you know, like musical instruments, right? The cases for them are shaped like the instrument. Well, the gun cases you see are more like hunting kind of rifle kind of shapes, right? They're not, you know, generic kind of cases, you know. But I mean, you know, if you're getting a big ass case like that anyway, then yeah, you're just gonna shop around. I mean, you're buying the same crap anyway. If it's a big gun case, it's like a pelican case anyway, right? It's that hard plastic with the ridges on it and stuff. It's the same damn thing. Paulos 01. Oh my god, just dropped the Signar jack I'm working on, landed on the floor, and there's legs everywhere. Time to repin. Yep, you definitely want to repin it and reglue it. Clear the glue back off. Big thing though I find a lot of people don't do with metal models is they don't score the contact points. Even if you're pinning, you should still score those parts. If you use super glue to bond those parts together, great. It'll provide a good, strong, solid bond. Another one that would be a lot of fun is clear epoxy. Give that a try. Just a little layer of clear epoxy and just bond them together. You have to wait longer for it to cure, but you could also try that, you know, that one that cures under the little UV light. You could try that one too. I should try that one actually. Showing the bonding metal parts with that glue. Or the bonder, I should say. Maybe I should go pick up one. Just to show everybody, you know, using it. Anyway. Lazy monkey. Diss the Kris? Never. Unless it's funny. I mean, hey, yeah, I can laugh at myself too. I mean, you know, I don't take myself too seriously. I mean, if I took myself really seriously, I wouldn't have played that email, right? But of course, you know, sure, why not? You know, it's his opinion. You know what I mean? It's like arseholes, right? Everybody's got one. Same with opinions, you know. So it's okay. Nothing wrong with it. ToloTheFoamStore.ca is a local custom packing and foam place. Okay. Drukari, Ferrari. Drukari Ferrari. Is this like Eldari Lamborghini? Is this the opposite name? Anyway, any tips for painting a small mound of skulls quickly? I'm using it as a base for a model. Thanks. Yeah, you can use it for a base. For a quick way of doing it, basically I would go with, like, okay, here's like the quickest way to go about it. Is you put the little mound of skulls together, bang, you prime it white. You can prime it black, I suppose, but then you got to build the color up, especially if you want the skulls to have some really good brightness to them. And then, of course, give them a base coat of Ushabti bone, and then either hit it with Agrax Earthshade or Seraphim Sepia, or a combination of the two. Go Agrax Earthshade with a thinned out Seraphim Sepia, just to get a little bit of warmth on those, you know, that kind of rotten, kind of, you know, light kind of brown in the bone, you know. Drukari Fur, yes, okay. And so, yeah, that's really about one of the quick ways I can think of. It's just Ushabti bone, and then you could even thin out the Agrax Earthshade so it just flows into all the recesses and still leaves the Ushabti bone alone. And then if you want, you could always come in and hit it with Screaming Skull, or you could even mix a bit of white into Ushabti bone, which kind of gets you close to Screaming Skull, and then just give it a light dry brush on like mainly the face details or the high points of the skulls. And so you're kind of just starting at the top of the mound, and you kind of just bring your brush strokes downwards, kind of thing, right? And just catching just the tops of stuff. And then that way you're not creating too much, but not too heavily, because you don't want to leave the chalky finish, right? You want to leave those skulls kind of almost, you know, like glistening. You can also give it a semi-gloss as well, and give the skulls a bit of a shine as well, because, you know, like you know how, like in Predator 2, remember he's shining up the bones and how they have a bit of a glistening to them. I kind of like that kind of look, where the skulls kind of like bones actually have a bit of a shine, like a polishing to them, rather than just kind of sun-dried, where they're just, you know, kind of dry looking and just, you know, they're really kind of matte. But that's entirely up to you, you know what I mean? Like is it a trophy of skulls, or is it like he's on a battlefield of skulls, you know what I mean? So I guess really it's kind of up to you as to what kind of direction you want to go with in that regard. But otherwise, yeah, I think that's a really kind of quick way of achieving a desired effect like that. It's just, you know, prime it either like light gray or black if you want. Give it a base coat of Ushabti bone. If you're going with a brighter Ushabti bone, though, I would not use a black primer. I would use a light gray or a white. Lay the Ushabti bone, thin out Agrax Earthshade, thin out Seraphim Sepia, just a tiny hair, and use those. Use the Agrax Earthshade first. If that gets the effect you want, then stay with it, and, you know, give it a light dry brush of Screaming Skull, or add white to Ushabti bone, and just, you know, give it a light dry brush like that. Armor Freak, I have cut away the brush. Woot! You've cut away the brush. Woot. Woot. A big woot to Armor Freak. Armor Freak is a regular monkey that I've been happily gaming with lately. We haven't done any gaming this week. I've been busy with stuff, and yeah. But otherwise, yeah, so that's Armor Freak. We've been playing PUBG. What else have we been playing? Eternal Crusade. All sorts of stuff. Fun has been had. And those damn notifications keep going off. That's getting annoying. Anyway, let's do another email because we can. Headphones, or turn your volume down, or one of the two, or 3, 2, 1. Email time. Email time. That's too funny. Of course, we always have to thank Guymere Alfer, aka Carl, for those intros, the email segment intros. They're always a lot of fun. Beer and Blood Bowl is his channel. He's recently been at Warhammer World. He's been doing some live videos from Warhammer World, which have been pretty entertaining. Check them out. Anyway, this is the email. Oh, this is from Armor Freak. Good timing, Armor. Hey Kris, latest of my labors. Those in Discord have already seen the work in progress section, but here is the finished version. As always, comments and critiques are always welcome. Thanks again for all the way of the brush. That is the fuel for projects like this. And so that's his Ariel. the surly when drunk monkey armor freak. P.S. We should go dodge sidecars in PUBG again sometime. we should. We actually might play some PUBG today. It might be me or it might be my boy Alex. Most likely be Alex. Either way, we'll probably play some PUBG. Anyway, here is Ariel from Age of Sigmar, or the Sylvanath faction. Very cool. I like the base, little flowers and stuff. Very cool. Like the colors. Nice and subdued. Come on, picture. Backside. Very cool. Yeah. I like the colors. A little bit of gradients going on here. Piss off. That's not it. Just the two pictures? I thought there was more. Armor. Where's the front picture? Where's the front picture, armor? Anyway. Yeah. I'm okay, well apparently he wants to set up so like it's like a teaser. You get to see these images, but then you got to go over to Discord to see the rest of the images, apparently. Apparently that's the way Armor's going to work this one. You got to go to our Discord channel to see the rest of his pictures, apparently. We have, in the Discord server, we have a work in progress gallery that we have going on there. And so, yeah. Yeah, should it be a third from the front? Yeah, there was only 2 pictures in the email, dude. I don't know. Lost in the warp, I guess. Maybe. I don't know. But let's do another email. This one is from the Grunt Orc. Yellow Kris. Hi, Kris. My Terminators. Yellow. Hi, Kris. My Terminators. Yes, with the Arnold accent. I just come in. Got the captain joining them. I thought I'd share the pictures with him and you in the community. As always, feedback is welcome. Try to improve my skills while I'm trying to remain loyal to my selected paint scheme. It's kind of hard to maintain that, actually. Every bit of paint is done with a paintbrush. I just don't own a airbrush. But I can't. I'm starting to sound like an orc, actually, now. Anyway, I don't get anywhere near future either. Cross is a stencil from For's World. The mini is a Dark Angel Terminator Sergeant. Replace the head and remove the icons of the Dark Angels from it. Thank you for doing the show. I love watching and listening while I do my own minis, other people's work, and your awesome tutelage, keeping me pumped up and paint up my own minis too. Always a fan and a silver member in the vault, the Grunt Orc. And so let's have a look at his model. Ooh, look at this. This is very cool. I like it. I like what he's got going on in the sword. Very cool. He's got some lightning going on. Very, very cool. I like the highlights on the black. Nice and subtle. Looks like there's a slight texturing on them. Oh, that's because he was probably cutting off the symbols. That's what it was. He said he cut off the symbols. That's right. Yeah. Nice clean highlights. Paint is where it should be. Of course, I always often recommend people, stop relying on shade washes to provide all of their effects. And the symbol was a stencil, really? Or was it a transfer? Did he mean transfer or stencil? He might have meant transfer. I don't know. But either way, it's nice and clean, so I would assume that's what he was talking about there. But it's nice and clean. Looks good on the model. Yeah. In the future, I think when you are taking off marks and stuff like that, I think investing in a good set of small sanding sticks. A lot of modeling companies sell those. They're basic little sticks. Hold on here. Let me see if I can find mine. I'll find some. Yeah, here's some of mine right here. So you can go to any of your modeling stores and you can find yourself a little pack of these. Of course, the labels are not showing up. White balance is way off today. And basically this is a 120-240 grit. Yeah, so the light side is... Man, I gotta hold them way back over here. Hold on. Way back over here. See, it's a light blue and a darker blue. And so, I guess you'd have to feel which side. This side feels much finer, so I'm gonna assume that is the 240 grit. and the blue is 120. But anyway, when you make those fine kind of cuts and you want to smooth off that surface, yeah, definitely get yourself some sanding sticks. Some really fine sanding. Don't rely on the files and such like that to get that filing down, because oftentimes they'll just leave big gouge marks in the surface. You want to switch to really fine sanding sticks to achieve those smooth erasures of previous details and smooth surface. That's the best way to maintain a smooth surface on that model. So thank you to Grunt Orc for sending that in. Awesome work. Love the model. Your painting looked really nice and neat. I mean, you know, as I mentioned before, you know, I think a lot of people need to stop relying on the shade washes to provide a lot of their shading effects, things of that nature. Just because, in my opinion, it often makes for lazier painting. Often people over rely on the shade wash rather than starting off or building down to a darker color and deliberately laying those shadows in. But I think that kind of comes with experience, as you kind of know where shadows should fall. You know, the shade wash kind of helps you in those early phases of the game, kind of thing. I'm just going to adjust a little bit of this here. I'm just take some of this out of here, take some of that out, and maybe take a little bit of this out here. Sorry, I'm just adjusting my camera a little bit, and that's not too bad. There we go. All right. Armor Frank, totally. I meant to use that as a teaser for Discord. That's it. Yeah, exactly. It's just a teaser for Discord. You know, trying to get more people into Discord. We've already got a whole bunch of people in Discord, but you know, yeah, it's been great. If you're not already in Discord, come check us out. I mean, it doesn't cost you anything, and it's, you know, you can hang out and talk with everybody, and you know, read what kind of crazy crap people are posting. It has been a lot of fun, and it's also when we do game nights and stuff like that, that it's great to be able to, you know, just pull people from, you know, whatever that is they're doing, and you know, come play a game. Let's go. Should we get ready for another email? I think so. Yeah, let's do this one. I thought we did this one already, though. Yeah, he sent this one in. I was pretty sure we did this email. But anyway. Yeah, let's do another email. No other comments? No other comments. So, headphones. Put your headphones in, kids. Or, no, don't take them out. Turn the volume down. That's what it is. And that's not doing anything. Why is it not doing anything? Email time. Email time. I kind of like that one. Just because it has that nice little funky bass line in it. Anyway, why are these off? All these emails anyway. My screen's off. Anyway, and it won't fix. Anyway, this is from Sanaka, and I'm pretty sure we've done this one because this is titled from September, and he sent another one. Yeah, I think because we looked at his Infinity models, and he was talking about, yeah, the yellow, and I think he was like wanting more contrastiness or something along those lines. And I really like these models. I considered, you know, instead of green, going with the blue, but maybe he's staying within the army color scheme. I don't know. But yeah, he sent another one saying it seems the first attempt was unsuccessful. So I don't know. And I was thinking maybe he sent like an update, like because he adjusted colors, but I don't. I think they're exactly the same. You also got that little camel pattern on that cloth. Yeah. David Vaughn. The late music started the shit out of me. Yeah, it got me too. Because the other one wasn't working. I don't know why the song wasn't working. But yeah, I'm pretty sure we've done this email. We did this show. I think we did the email a few emails ago. And so, yeah, we're not going to do that one again because we did it before. Oops. No, that's the wrong one. This one. There we go. This is from Old Man Logan. Hi Chris, here's another model that I completed this week. Please have a look and let me know what you think. I have to admit, I already spotted a few things that I did not notice until I took the pictures. Like you always say, if you really want to get a true look at your painting, taking pictures is reasonably good in reasonably good light. It will definitely reveal the flaws that you are missed by the naked eye. Thanks for all you do and keep up the great work, Old Man Logan. And so, let's have a look. This is some Chaos Duder. Oh yeah, that's one of these guys. I like this. He posted this on Discord as well. His work in progresses and stuff on this. I like the flesh tone he's got going on here. I like the overall color scheme. The red's okay. I think you can tighten up the highlights a little bit on the reds. You know, just go push more for the corners and such. I wouldn't have gone for such broad highlights like that. But otherwise, I mean, like, it looks good. The base is cool. As far as anything that kind of just jumps out at me as kind of flaws, I don't see anything. I mean, there's a couple points I suppose maybe, or maybe mold lines. I don't know. Is that what we're commenting on? I don't really see any mold lines either. I really like the flesh tone that he created here. I really like that. That's really cool. But no, as far as like immediate flaws, I don't see anything. No, I just wouldn't have pushed the red highlights so far like that. I would have kept them, tried to keep them fairly close to the edges, and I probably would have pushed it another highlight up. That's about it. But that's me, though. That's kind of how I like to do the red. But otherwise, I mean, like, are we talking like minor things like falling out of line? Oops, I didn't switch cameras here. Like falling out of line, like, you know, with the shade wash around the lining like that. Is that the kind of thing you're talking about? That's the kind of thing you're talking about. Then that's minor, dude. I mean, if this is for your tabletop, I mean, like, you know, and you want to do a high tabletop, well, that's, you know, that's forgivable. I mean, big whoop. Now, if this was competition, something like that, might slip by, but I mean, I don't think you'd have to fret. Oh man, yeah, I like it. He's cool, nice and clean, nice and neat. Oh, is that another little boo-boo? Is that a boo-boo? Oh my God, Old Man Logan, is that a boo-boo there? You missed a spot with the paint. Like, you know, like who really, you know, who's really that concerned? I mean, like, again, if this was for competition, well then, yeah, you might lose a point there for that, but otherwise, it looks good. I mean, you know, it's not a huge issue. I mean, I wouldn't, you know, I wouldn't cry about it. Well, maybe I would. I don't know. It all depends. Pyre Captain Daniel. Chris, if I send you an email now, will you have time to look at it? I don't know. You know what? I'm on another email right now. It's only 4 days old, so it's very current. Like, it's very current. So, you know, we might get to it today. What time are we at here? It's almost 1:30. We got a half hour left of the show. Yeah, we might get to it. We might. We just might. Send it. Send it. I don't know if I've read that name before. Pyre Captain Daniel. Either way, of course, you know, there's all these new names. Sometimes, you know, they say, oh, no, I've been watching the show for years, but just never said anything, you know, but first time reading a name, and, you know, it's always kind of fun. So, yeah. Old Man Logan. Damn chipping. Yeah, I know, the damn chipping. Damn chipping. But, no, I mean, Old Man, I mean, I didn't really, there was nothing immediately. I mean, just the highlighting on the red, I think I would have liked to seen it just a little tighter on there. But otherwise, no, the flesh looked great. I think the next thing you might want to look at, because I know recently you were working on your orcs and we were talking about, you know, glazing and such. You might start want to looking at doing kind of a finish highlight of glazing on flesh, just to get those smoother gradients. Because I noticed on his head, it looked like it was a little bit dry brushed and it was looking a little bit chalky. It's typical of dry brushing, that there's no way out of that. A lot of people who do a lot of dry brushing, you're just going to get chalking. I mean, it's inevitable. It's part of the process. So that oftentimes when I'm working on flesh and I want to avoid those, or if I've done like a highlight and I've done it as a dry brush, and then I want to smooth out that transition, oftentimes I will create that same color and thin it down to a glaze, and then just glaze it up just slightly and just kind of reinforce that transition. Oftentimes I'll do that, but when you're looking at it on camera, it's very obvious, and when you're looking at it to the eye, it looks kind of cool, and then when you're looking on camera, it's like, oh, you can totally see like all the layers, right? Especially if you don't build them up really gradually. Yeah, you'll really notice them. Pirate Captain Daniel, cheers! You'll probably recognize my other name, mini wargamer name, Captain Obvious. Oh, Captain Obvious, yeah. Captain Obvious. That's so obvious, right? Here's one little thing I want to talk about really quick. Kind of a sneak peek. If anybody, Vault members and such, caught the recent behind the scenes, and if they were watching and I was talking about working with the chrome paint. A lot of people on the internet, I don't know if people just regurgitate shit on the internet all the time or what, without like really thinking, and they just kind of automatically take people's opinion on things and not really investigate things for themselves. A lot of people are, you know, this is the best stuff for chrome, okay? Liquid chrome. They're saying this is the best stuff, and I would have to agree about 95% of the way that this is the best stuff. For a finish on a model surface, it does provide probably the best mirror reflective chrome out there. But this stuff gets applies easier. This is Spaztics Mirror Chrome. Let me turn the brightness down just a little bit more here. Just the white balance just seems to be way off here. Come down a bit more. Come down a bit more. There we go. That's not much better, but anyway. Spaztics Mirror Chrome. I think this stuff for me, for our modeling needs, is better. For anybody who's looking for a chrome effect out there, you get a lot. This is things like about $10, and you get what, 2 full fluid ounces, 2 US fluid ounces, and this stuff is a proper chrome. It goes on and it creates a proper chrome. And any of the Vault members might have seen the videos on the chrome, and some people are saying, no, this stuff is better. This stuff does give you a tighter chrome effect on a surface, but as far as modeling is concerned, this kind of gets, because you have to lay this on heavily in one go to get this to do a mirror chrome. Whereas this stuff, you can lay this on like your paints. You can slowly build up to the effect and build up to it. And there is a big difference between them when concerned with working with clear plastic. There is a clear difference. Ha, pun. Is that a pun? That's not a pun. It's just a crap joke. Anyway, there is a clear difference between them when working with clear plastics. The Spaztics, spoiler alert, works. The chrome effect that it creates works working through the plastic, like when you're looking at, like when you spray this side and then look at the other side and say, ooh, it's a chrome. And when you're looking at this side that you sprayed, and that's the sprayed side, and you're looking at it and you go, ooh, it's a chrome, right? It works both ways. This stuff leaves something to be desired. Is it the best? That's debatable. A lot of people say it is. For certain things, sure. For getting that near mirror chrome effect, yes, it is probably the best non-totally toxic, cancer-inducing kind of paint to use. It's probably the best. For our modeling needs, for all our modeling needs, could we use that in every modeling situation? I'm reluctant. I mean, it does give some nice effects. I tried it on a Harlequin, and I did this Harlequin's halberd blade in the chrome, and you can see. And I mean, like if I really get close to it, yeah, I get almost a mirror look back, like along the blade. I can see the reflection of my fingertip and everything. Like, it's almost mirror shine on that blade, and that's with the liquid chrome through the airbrush. But mind you, though, there's one final experiment I have to do for this particular paint that I want to see, and yeah, because you know, I want to give this all its due diligence, and so yeah, there's a couple more little experiments I got to do to see if it truly is the greatest chrome on the planet, because right now Spastics is staying in the game. Spastic is staying in the game. Armor Freak, are US fluid ounces different than Canadian fluid ounces? Yes, they are very different, actually, because Canadians don't go by ounces. We go by milliliters or liters. We don't do gallons or ounces or fluid ounces. So yes, they are. There are no Canadian fluid ounces. It would be milliliters. The rest of the world is on a metric system. I know what you're saying is, you're probably wondering, what is that witchcraft? But, you know, yeah. I know you're used to getting 40 rods to the hogshead of gasoline every day, but, you know, that's a Simpson reference for something out there. For some of you young whippersnappers. So yeah, so the debate of Molotov and like Spastic, for anybody who's ever tried any of these chromes, yeah, I'm not 100%. I'm not 100% yet. I'm not 100% yet on Molotov. It does give me the best looking chrome, but you got to lay it on really heavily. And what happens when we lay paint on a model very heavily? What happens? Anybody? 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 Bueller? Bueller? Right? The paint is too heavy, it's too thick, it obscures details. Right? So, if you got to lay the paint on thick to get the desired effect, you're kind of losing me on that. Whereas the Spastics, you can build up to the chrome on a surface. And I had recently shown that on the jet bike, building up to the chrome. Now, was it a perfect mirror chrome? No. Could I build it up probably higher? Probably. But I built it up to the point at which I was comfortable with. You know, so, yeah. Ebb and flow. Kris, and not a 1 dram less. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. U.S. fluid ounce versus British fluid ounce. The U.S. ounce is a little bigger. Of course, because Americans got to have it bigger, right? Everything's bigger in America. Armor Freak, you clog the details to become a sad panda. Yes, exactly. You clog the details and become a sad panda. The saddest of pandas. You might even become so sad a panda that you fall from grace and lower yourselves to working on the streets and becoming a trash panda. For some of you who don't know what a trash panda is, it's a raccoon. You'll become a raccoon. Pyre, Captain Daniel. Okay, thanks if you get it. If not, same time next week. Okay. Well, I probably already got. Oh man, I'm already seeing a few emails already in here. So, yeah. And so, speaking of more emails, because we're at 20 minutes left of the show, let's get to some more emails. Let's get to So, headphones. Email time. It's email time. That's still my favorite one, I think. And of course, we always thank Guymere Alfer, aka Carl, for making those wonderful, wonderful jingles. This is an email from Nick. Nick? Yeah, okay, just Nick. Hey Kris, got these phenomens. Phenomenon. Got these phenoms in the toy section at Walmart. Shipped off the cheap paint job and sculpted in the shirt and tie from the original attire. Have to, cause if I did not make one for my cousin, she would tombstone me. Tombstone. Is that like a wrestling move? Like getting tombstoned? Is that like an old WWE kind of thing? Or is it like a WWF kind of thing? That's what I used to watch when I was a kid, WWF. When I was smaller. Anyway, where was I? Next is an attempt at my favorite Game of Thrones sculpt, Bren of Tarth and Tormund Giant's Bane. Bren used the GW Sisters of Silence, and Tormund used as a barbarian chieftain from the North Star. Military figures, Frostrave line? Or was it Frostgrave? Anyway, sculpted on hair and beard. Got the dinosaur from Shapeways. Little grainy, but not a problem if you are getting getting thing with fur scales or another not so smooth texture. The four guys are after that are from I can't freaking say this. Antediluvian. I'm probably nowhere near saying that properly, but I get a C for effort. Antediluvian miniatures. Rest is the Ghost Archipelago and Frostgrave, GW Empire and Orcs, then Mantic Lizardmen. Holy crap-a-rollies. There are 20 pictures here. Oh, Armor Freak. It's Undertaker. Yeah, it's an Undertaker movie. Okay, so Tombstone's an Undertaker thing. Okay, and so here are the models. Let's get a better picture here. There we go. And so the chest was obviously resculpted. It looks like a little bit of base work was done there as well. Oh, they cut like free of the base or something and put it to the base. Gotcha. Very cool. Very interesting. Yeah, it looks like Tombstone. Or Tombstone. Looks like the wrestler buddy. What's his name? Undertaker. Yeah, the Undertaker. Yeah, that's it. Is that it? There we go. Oh, look at that. I like that. That's a Sister of Silence. Sculpted on the hair and everything. This guy, he's got the beard. He's pointing up like Aristotle, saying, yes. Everything's groovy. Oh, here they are painted. Wow. Way different painted. Very, very cool. I like this. That's awesome. Oh, from Game of Thrones. Right. The same chick that plays Phasma in the new Star Wars movie, right? That's who that character is. I can't remember what the heck her name is. Gwen or something like that? Gwen? Anyway. Dinosaur from Shapeways. Looks like a Allosaurus of some sort or something. An Allosaurus? An Allosaurus? Like an Al Bundy-saurus? Ha! Look at this. This is awesome. You killed my father. Prepare to die. I like the paint jobs. And I love how the models, like, they capture the character of these guys so well. Oh, and I'm going to go home and watch Princess Bride now. Very cool. Some Empire troops. Some big old swords. Awesome stuff. More Empire troops. Nice and clean. Done for, I would assume, Age of Sigmar because they're on rounded bases. Oops, there was a problem displaying the image. I'm not downloading it. Screw off. Oh, for love, Pete. Okay, well, apparently we've hit the max of what what? Oh, screw off. Okay, screw off. Let's go here. Screw off. Come on, you're not going to let me preview these things? Oh, lordy. Okay, let's say, because if I download it, right, or can I just view it? Let me just download it. Download. Is it downloading? Oh, screw it. Download. Okay. Can I open it? Open. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, this is all messed up. No! I don't want it over there. I want it over here. No, because now I got to tell the computer to look at the picture. Can't open this file. Why can't I open the file? Oh, my Lord. Okay. Apparently, yeah, they all say the same thing. Full-size rendered JPEG. What does that mean? Did I just download a virus into my computer, Nick? Nick, did you just give me a virus, for God's sakes, man? Nick. For God's sakes, man. Did you just give me a virus? Captain Daniel. Gwyn Christine. Yeah, that's it. Dark Commission. Antediluvian means before the flood. All right. Nick, thank you for sending that email in. I don't know if it was full on 20 pictures that you were trying to send, or if that was all of them, but the conversions looked really awesome. The paint jobs look really good. You know, your Empire troops look really great. The characters from Princess Bride, what are they? What are they called? They had a name, right? Anyway, awesome stuff. I'm just trying to look here. Yeah. Anyway, the guys from Princess Bride, really awesome stuff. I like those guys. Very funny. And I see Aquamaster. And yeah, so awesome stuff. Thank you for sending that in, Nick. If there was more models that you were trying to send, you may have to send them in like maybe fewer email attachments, or yeah, because don't bother sending it if it's like a Google Drive kind of thing. Don't bother doing that, because I don't like going that route either. Let's do another email. This one is from Daniel, and he sent this 13 hours ago, so I'm really caught up. Kris, as a dedicated Samhan player, I can think of no one better suited to pose my question to than you. Oh man, I'm choking. How are Shining Spears in the 8th edition? I have been allying in Dark Elder for my close combat bikes for years because the Shining Spears have been so lackluster for their points. But how are they in 8th? Thank you for everything you do. Your quick tips are a big part of why I signed up for the Vault and continue to be the reason I maintain a Vault membership. Keep up the great work. Most sincerely, Dan, sent from my iPad. And so, yeah, Shining Spears in 8th edition are better in the same regards that their points come down. They come down actually quite a bit, I do believe. And under Samhan, they really benefit. And I was supposed to acquire some, and the only thing that kind of bugs me a bit about the unit though is that they are only up to 9. Okay, that's not too bad. It used to be only like up to 5 or 6 before, but yeah, they're up to 9 now. I mean, their profile, you know, the basic guys, you know, pretty good profile. You know, all right amount of attacks. You know, they have you know, more than, you know, 1 wound as opposed to most aspect warriors. The lances are pretty good, and as far as their characteristics are concerned, they have the battle focus, Ancient Doom, you know, Ride the Wind, which is add 6 when they advance instead of rolling, and here's the really great one, is they have Acrobatic Grace, which means now they have a 4 invulnerable save against ranged weapons. So that's a plus. So they already have a 3+ armor save, but they have a 4 against ranged attacks, you know, when getting into combat. And then of course, the Exarch has that similar ability where he gets extra dice against large stuff. Yeah. Otherwise, yeah. I don't know if he had this weapon before, the Paragon Saber. It allows him to reroll, and it has a nice, healthy -4 modifier, which is kind of nice. But the lances are really cool. They work well, and I mean, you know, it used to be an old thing throwing the Autarch in with the Shining Spears and giving the Autarch the Banshee Mask, and that used to be a thing. Now it's not quite. But under Samhan, it's really the stratagems for bikes that really win, because like, for example, like the Warlord traits for Samhan, I don't know if I'd ever take the Samhan Warlord trait. I mean, it's pretty cool. It allows you to go gang up on a character, right? But I think I'd rather the second one, where enemy units cannot fire Overwatch on your Warlord. And I've thought about a few tactics utilizing that, and I think that would be better. You know, it seems kind of funny because I mean, like with Samhan, everything is all about the close combat, but they also want you to gear up for bikers, and so yeah, you're left with basically shining spears and the regular bikes to get the job done. And you know, I don't know, shining spears, yeah, like they haven't seen much table use. And I think now that they have the 4-up, because I don't think they had that before. I'm pretty sure they didn't. I don't have my index available here. No, I don't have the index around right now. But I don't think they had the 4-up against the vulnerable saves. And so now that they have a 4-up against ranged attacks, so that at least they're not getting blown out of the sky by, you know, big weapons, I think that's going to help them mostly. But otherwise, yeah, I think they're pretty good. Shining Spears are pretty decent. You know, they're not quite as pricey as they were, and so I think that's what makes them a little bit more viable now. I think they see almost a 50% or about a 40% reduction. I do believe. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure because I was going through and I was looking through all the points values, and like there was only one unit that went up in cost. Everything else came down in cost, and so yeah. Oh, Nick, there he is. Nick, I think it was because I saved a draft on my iPad and then finished and sent on a PC. Okay. Either way, you know, I mean, if there was more pictures you wanted to send, go on your PC and send them that way. Aquamaster, I added you on Xbox One. My name is Aquamaster. Yeah, I did see you, and I think we did add you. I think we did. Dark Commission, pronounce antediluvian and refers to biblical flood. Antediluvian. I'm never going to remember that. I hope you know. I mean, you know, you're taking the time right now to try and, you know, convince me to say it properly. I'm sorry, it's not going to happen. You ever heard the expression, you know, you don't piss in the wind? Well, that's kind of what you're doing. Hey, Johnny Ray, the only thing that prevents me from getting shining spears are the models. Yeah, they are the classic models, right? I think Steve converted his bikers to make shining spears. He used the new bikers. I think that's what he told me. I don't know. I haven't seen all the old studio stuff, but anyway, yeah. Ram V, hiya monkeys, hiya Chris. Hi Ram V, you showed up for the last 8 minutes of the show. Dark Commission just means really old, as in man. Jeff's car is positively antediluvian. Is it anti-DeLorean? Is that a thing? An anti-DeLorean? You go back in time, but it's not. So you're going forward in time? No, you can't do that. Wait, no, anti-DeLorean. So it's a fancy car that was successful. So is a Ferrari an anti-DeLorean? No. Johnny Wraith. Oh God, not this again. Modus operandi. Operandi? Operandi. Modus operandi. I gotta try and say it with a real kind of American kind of accent here. Hold on. Modus operandi. Modus. Modi. Modus. Modus. Modus operandi. And all the Americans out there are like, Chris, you frickin' moron. Don't say it like that. Okay. Let's do another email really quickly here because we got 6 minutes left of the show. Armor Freak, only if it has a flux capacitor. As long as your flux capacitor keeps on fluxing. Let's do an email. Email time. Email time. This one is from Ben. He sent, oh crap, he only sent this an hour ago. Please, can you advise me on how to do freehand on capes, etc.? Well, I think we talked about freehanding a little earlier. Again, it's really nice. I like the color blends here. Let's switch cameras here. There we go. And so I really like the color blends here. Really, really nice. Very interesting. I like the whole orangey blue thing going on. Very cool. I like the shadows and such. I mean, the picture does get kind of grainy on me here, so it's kind of hard to say. I'm going to assume it is a really kind of a nice smooth blend in the cloth areas and stuff. And so freehanding on the banners. Oh, look at this. Oh, look at you. You put this guy here. Oh, I thought it was a Celestine Prime you were doing, but no, you're doing a Space Marine. That's cool. I like this. This is very, very cool. Damn. Damn, damn, damn. I really like this. This is very cool. And so freehanding, like what exactly are you wanting to freehand? More like Blood Angel stuff like on the cloaks, or... Because I did mention in the beginning of the show the 3 things about freehanding that, damn, that's really nice. Oh, I like the sword and everything like that. I like the contrast with this. Just the little spots of blue here and there with all this nice glowing orange, and then the gold kind of complements in. I think it's a pretty darn good balance, especially with the cloak being more of a neutral kind of tone. I think that was a good choice there. Damn, I like that. That's really cool. Yeah, so as far as freehanding concerned, as I mentioned earlier in the show, the 3 things being, what were the 3 things of freehanding? It was paint consistency. Do not draw the paint too far up the bristles. Yeah, I must have got that right because I got a ding. Too far up the bristles, and of course, keeping your brush perpendicular to the surface. If you do have the capacity to draw, then of course freehanding, becomes a very second nature. If you are, somewhat able to draw, then it's a bit easier, of course. And if you're fully able to draw, then you most likely are not asking me for help. You're probably just more hung up on actual trying to get inspiration for what to draw. But otherwise, yeah. So those 3 things: keep your paint nice and thin, not too thin, but of course, thin more like ink, right? Best working from a wet palette or using retarder, as somebody else mentioned earlier. And of course, not drawing the color up too far up your bristles, because then you just create this really kind of swelled bristles. And if you draw, and then it can have the tendency to come just smooshing out. And of course, keeping your brush perpendicular to the surface as you work and draw around, So, yeah. Dark Commission. Ever get the impression that the monkey school would be a waste of time? That a monkey school would be a waste of time. A monkey school. I don't follow. Ever get the impression that a monkey school would be a waste of time? Like a school for monkeys? I'm not following. Grim, I forgot how loud the email intro could be. I'm awake now, I swear. Yeah. Old Man Logan, Sanguinius? Is it Sanguinius? I don't know. Pyre Captain Daniel, Sanguinor conversion? Sure, I don't know. I don't know what his conversion was, but it was pretty darn cool. Grim, it looks like it could be him. Yes, it could be him. It could be him. It could be Sanguinius. It could be Sanguinor. It could be some dude. I have no idea. I don't know. We'll have to find out when he writes back, because I don't know if he was here today. All right. So, what time are we at here? Holy crap! We're already at 2 o'clock, pretty much. You know what? Really quickly here, let's do another email. This one is from Drukari Ferrari. Hey Chris, if you get a chance, let me know what you think of the Archon I painted up recently. Constructive criticism is always welcome. Thank you. And so here we are at his Archon. I like the skin. I like the tones you got going on here. I like that kind of mottling you've got going on. Gives it a very uneven and a very natural feeling. It almost feels like you can see the former presence of veins and such, especially like on the face and everything like that. I like that overall effect you have going on there. I think it's very cool. I think it's very clever. and very appropriate. Ooh, I like the helmet. Oh, I think we've seen this model. Have we not seen this model? Or did you show this on Discord? Maybe you showed this on Discord. But I love the helmet effect you did here. I really like that. And I like the colors you chose here. This bone with the orange and the green elements. I think it's very, very cool. I like the design running down the armor. Yeah, I like this guy. I trust he's still work in progress, or is he done? Because I mean, because I only ask because an element like this, the blade doesn't look finished, but it could be. I have no idea. But otherwise, very, very cool. Yeah, I like that flesh. That's very cool. And the helmet is just, that's just awesome. I assume that's all free-handed. Yeah, that's all free-handed. Very, very nice. I like it. It's creepy. It's scary. It's alien. And it's creepy. It's creepy alien. It's alien creepy. So very cool. Thank you, Drukari, for sending that in. Awesome stuff. And the cape I like. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, you showed that on Discord, did you not? I was pretty sure. Holy crap, is the camera tilted? Looks like we're just, whoa. It almost had like a bit of a Batman vibe. Just that slight kilter like that. There we go. Oh man. It feels like Das Boot, and we're, you know what I mean? Oh no, we don't know when the next torpedo's coming. Oh man, yeah. So I'm sorry, Pyre Captain Daniel. I don't think we'll be able to do your email today because it's a little long. It's a little long, and we're out of time, and so we will get to it. It'll be the first email for next week, and of course I only have one email, and he just sent that just a few minutes ago. So I am all caught up on emails. So if you are a commission painting service, or you are asking questions for help, or you just need some criticism, or you just want some help on the color scheme, send your emails to Kris@miniwargaming.com because I'm all caught up, so you most likely will be on the next show. And so yeah, so send them to Kris@miniwargaming.com. Join me on Facebook, of course, Way the Brush, waythebrush.com. Also takes you to the Facebook page. Join us there. You can ask questions and see what I think's up to. I usually post things that I'm up to, updates and stuff like that. Whatever I'm up to, usually post on Facebook as well. And of course, I also do the Twitter and Instagram. Join me there as well. Believe all in the description below. And of course, the Discord. Join us on Discord, man. The Discord's been a lot of fun. Oftentimes we jump right after the show, like right after the show. We jump on Discord and, we talk it out and, we what have you. Ask questions there. Of course, we kind of keep it going in there for a little bit. Of course, we won't go too long on Discord today because I think we're going to jump into some video games later. So, yeah. And, yeah, so, what was it? So, emails, Kris@miniwargaming.com, right? Way the Brush, Instagram, Twitter, Discord. Oh, and t-shirts. Way the Brush t-shirts, and of course Patreon. I was always really reluctant about the Patreon thing, and of course the monkey said no, throw the Patreon up, we'd like to support you, and so I threw it up, and and it's been great. People have been supportive, and so I'm always thankful for them because they have been the reason why there has been certain upgrades to things, like a newer camera and such, because and yeah, so things do progress with people helping me progress. Yeah. Anyway, because stuff costs money. That's right. And so, yeah. Mad Cow Crazy. Bah, I'm late. Have you showed the mirror canopy I asked about? I did a video on it, actually, Mad Cow. The video will go up Monday on doing the mirror canopies. That's what I actually was kind of talking about today, about the whole spastic and liquid chrome. I was talking about that. It's actually a bit of a side-by-side kind of comparison with the two and how they work with canopies and such. And yeah, so Matt Matt, I probably did send it back when it was a work in progress, but he deleted the message. Okay, so he deleted the message. Anyway. I was in the midst of reading it and then all of a sudden it was deleted and I was like, oh. So anyway, yeah, so Mad Cow Crazy, yeah, I did do, yeah. Mad Cow Crazy, did you manage to get a mirror effect or just a silver? I got, Oh crap! It's in Lee's office. But a little bit of a teaser. Here's a teaser. Here's an Eldar canopy. Okay, it probably doesn't show up very well because it's focusing into light. But yeah, there we go. That kind of gives you an idea right there. Right? Look at that chrome. Shiny and chrome. Shiny and chrome. So that'll give you an idea. So yeah, so expect that Monday. Monday, if Mad Cow Crazy, if you're a vault member, yeah, it'll be in the vault because that was a really good one to ask. And yeah. What else? I already went through my ending spiel. We're already done. I'm done for the day. I think we're gonna jump on Discord. I think we're gonna have some conversation there. And again, like I said, join us on Discord. Of course, send me emails. I'm all caught up on emails, so send me more emails. And yes, there will be a show next week. Next week? Yes, there will be a show next week. Pretty sure. I almost missed this one today because I was going to do a tournament, but I decided, didn't feel like it. So, but you got me kind of thinking, well, maybe I should change the time of the show, but maybe not. I don't know. Take care of your brushes. They'll take care of you, and I will see you guys next week in another exciting episode of Way of the Brush.